Hey, good morning, everybody. How you doing? Sean Lutz coming to you from my home studio, See the Light Studios here in Dallas, Texas. Today is October 22nd, 2025. This is going to be episode number uno for See the Light Studio Detroit Red Wings NHL update. Let's just jump right into it, folks. Primarily going to be the Detroit Red Wings stuff and NHL, but I'm from Detroit and that's my team. Hey, it's our centennial season 100, 100 years in NHL. Man, what a great team. What a great team to be a fan of and a great historic organization. I love everything Detroit Red Wings and pretty much everything Detroit area sports. But I've been a Red Wing fan since I've been a toddler. I couldn't even walk. I just love the game of hockey and the Detroit Red Wings. But anyway, we didn't get off to our good start this season. The first game we had some of the bad habits that we've shown last several seasons. Yeah, we got off early with Larkin goal, but the odd man rushes, defensive breakdowns, puck watching, giving up the Cardinal sin goals. You name it, it looked like the same old, same old. Interesting note on I thought on that one was in the post game press conference where I believe they were asking McClellan about the defensive play, and he was like, hey, well, they were working on it before I got here. I worked on it when I was here last season, worked it in the off season, worked it in the preseason. So it looked like Todd was frustrated. I don't know if that sent a message to anybody or if it was him just, talking to the team saying, hey, are you guys tired of this crap yet? Or if Larkin stepped up or other leaders stepped up. But after that, hey, man, they peeled off 5 in a row. They're looking pretty decent. We're leading our division, 10 points. Uh, what can I say? So far, so good. The leaders on the team, we got Larkin up there at the top, no surprise, 11 points. Then DeBrincat with 6. I think you got then Kaner at 5, Raymond at 5, and Mason Appleton at 5 as well. Other notables are, the ASP and the the hyphen kids. They're not looking too bad, I don't think. I think when we don't have the depth like we've historically had in our dynasty years, where we could afford to leave kids down there to overripe, if you will. When you got talent like this on the cusp of making it, and you don't have the depth, I'm all for giving them some on the job training, if you will. Let them learn why they're up here. Let them some of the why we got Kaner and DeBrincat and Larkin that are up here still. Let them learn from these guys. Good experience is all going to bode well for us in the future, a couple years down the road, versus them, you know, being in Grand Rapids. We can always ping pong them down there if we have to, but so far hit or miss on those. Sometimes they don't look out of place, but sometimes they're looking like deer in the headlights. But that's what you get when you got a bunch of young kids playing for you. Um, Yeah, that's it. So it's too early to tell on how they're going to pan out, but I'm happy to see them, and I'm glad to see some more youth in there. It's just going to revitalize the team, and hopefully, it's not always the best players; it's the right players and some chemistry, and I think we've been lacking on that. I'd like to see us get a little bit tougher, a little bit more grit. You got some size, but we don't really have anybody that wants to get up anybody's faces other than, hey, they got the big size, big deal, you got a big body. I don't I'd rather have a guy, 5'10", 185 that's got moxie versus, a 6'8" guy that's not going to do nothing, right? But this is with skill aside, right? You always want the better players, the faster players, the stronger players, but I want somebody that's got some attitude, moxie. But we do need to get a little bit tougher, but not fighting tougher, but tougher, tougher, tougher. If that makes any sense. But anyway, that's kind of going to lead us into tonight's game. Yeah, we're coming off 5 in a row, trying to make it 6, heading on the road into Buffalo, where we take on the Sabres. And it's unfortunate that Patrick Kane is out. He can't play in front of his where he grew up at, I guess, in Buffalo. And that's another thing on Kaner. We need Kaner, man. I know a lot of our fans, got on him last season, but he got off to a slow start. But when the guy's healthy, he's going to produce. They don't call him Showtime for nothing. He'll be a positive influence. He's a professional. These kids are going to learn from him. If he's up there in the top 5 in scoring, which he is, and he was, even missing the games with injuries, don't ride on Patty Kane. He's doing his job, folks. And I happen to like the guy. But tonight in the NHL, it's pretty light coverage. It's a Wednesday night. You got 3 games only. Detroit game being the one of them in the middle. The first game is going to be half hour earlier than ours at 7 o'clock Eastern. It's going to be Minnesota at New Jersey. And then the later game is Montreal at Calgary. It's going to be on 8:30 Eastern. That's the West Coast team. That's all Canada. And I don't know. I have the ESPN Plus package, so I like to watch, the Canadian announcers a lot of times. And then even sometimes when the Wings play, I love Ken and Mickey. Don't get me wrong. I always watch Ken and Mickey, but I like to hear the perspective of what the other broadcast crews are saying about our team. Not that Ken and Mickey are all homers, but it's just good to know what the other folks are saying. And then to make note for tonight's game, so the Wings fans, if they're out of the Detroit area, I'm not sure if FanDuel is going to cover the game in there in Detroit or not, but for us outside the market, I'm in Dallas, and I'm a Wings nut. But and then I watch them on ESPN Plus. But since it's a national game, it's going to be on TNT. So not sure if Ken and Mickey are going to have it. It's going to be the TNT crew. And then also note all the TNT and TBS stuff is they've been streaming on HBO Max. So if you have HBO Max, you can watch the Red Wings on tonight, and when they're on TNT on the YouTube channel. HBO Max. I've been watching some of the MLB playoffs, and the stream quality is really, really good. But anyway, that's going to wrap up this first edition of See the Light Studios, Detroit Red Wings NHL update. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. See the light.